Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be inspiration from my higher self. So I want you to cast your gaze over these cards and ask your higher self which cards have a message for you. We have pile number 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi Group 1. So for those of you drawn to these cards, I feel as though your higher self is letting you know that there's a huge vision that you're here to birth in this lifetime. There's a sense of creative prowess, but it's also part of your purpose is around reclaiming the divine feminine, reclaiming the power of the heart and allowing that feminine and passionate energy to not only fuel your dreams, but also inspire others. Whether you're male or female, I just see the divine feminine energies working very closely with you to manifest this vision. Now, for many of you, I also feel like you're a starseed. So you may have kind of Pleiadian support. We have double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Exactly. I think part of your purpose is around sharing. Number one, I just heard helping others find success. So you could be some sort of like coach, healer. You may very well be inspiring others and in the future to live their purpose and live their dreams. But I'm hearing as well you have a lot of spiritual support because of this double mission. And I think part of the mission as well is your own personal spiritual journey in terms of, for those of you in the past who have been really locked in the mind or a certain conception or preconception, it's almost as though that energy is being surrendered so that you can step into this new age or new chapter and give birth to creations that are truly inspired. I feel as though unless your heart is fully ignited in something, it's not going to be successful. So Spirit is really saying there's this need to at times take a step back. I do see in these cards and this energy, you may be someone who not only has a very strong mind, but be very ambitious. And while determination and ambition can be a real blessing in terms of success, if we use the mind at the expense of the heart, number one, we run the risk of burning out, but it also diffuses the creative potency of what you're manifesting, of what you're bringing into the world. Now, we also have the initiation, rite of passage, you're going somewhere sacred. So for many of you, you're on this ascension journey and process, but I feel as though you're stepping up to a new level, a new cycle. You're shifting how you engage in the world, how you live, and also because of those changes, how you create. The type of activities you enjoy, how you want to serve. I just see a complete reordering of either your actions in the physical realm or just how you move about. I'm also hearing for some of you, there may be a lot that needs to be left behind. So you may almost be feeling, I'm drawn to this lightning strike. So for some of you, you may feel as though you're going through a tower moment or there have been a lot of difficulties, but it's also because Spirit is wiping that slate clean so you can step into your purpose and your power. So we have fill up your well, retreat, rest, refuel. So again, I do feel for some of you, you may be very hardworking, ambitious, have a lot to offer and give, which is a beautiful quality, but you need to make sure you're giving to yourself. There's just this sense of, sometimes with healers, when we have this really deep-seated desire to be of service and offer ourselves to humanity, at times we can take on not only too much, but others' energy, other people's issues, content, and it can almost dilute our personal vision. It's almost like those boundaries become blurred between how you feel and how another feels and what you want to do and what they're doing. And I do think there's a need to have really, really strong boundaries. I was also hearing for you, there is a need to really nurture and be conscious of your physical body, how you care for yourself, nutrition, exercise. I do feel because of this sensitivity, for some of you, you may have quite a lot of intolerances or allergies that you need to be conscious of as well. Okay, so we have Victory of Miriam, and in this particular oracle deck, this is a card of being close to reaching success. However, I do see that success coming through a shift in being. It may come after you take some time to nurture yourself, or you just move your priorities away from what the mind has selected for you. Now, we also have Sacred Phoenix Heart. And what's ironic, it's success and victory. I just saw 444 as you align and allow your heart to drive you forward. There's a really strong message in this spread and in these cards around allowing the feminine to guide and lead you, not to completely surrender your masculine energy. That is obviously a component of success and balance. However, there is this need to really be willing to follow your heart and allow that to determine how you move forward. Rather than taking perhaps a more linear approach, there is this need to be perhaps more compassionate, more gentle with yourself. I do think many of you can feel this energy of a double mission, of how much you're here to achieve or what you want to do in the world, but I feel as though it sometimes can create this immense pressure or this feeling of time is running out. What if I don't succeed? What if I don't do what I've come here to achieve? Now, we also have Alazusa, Star of Venus. And again, we have Venusian energy. You may have Taurus or Libra really prominent in your chart, but not necessarily. I just feel the sense that this Venusian energy is working with you. It's really heart-centered energy in this spread, and it has something to do with how you achieve success. I feel like the way you move through the world is shifting, it's softening, and also your relationship with yourself is softening. I feel for many of you, your higher self is inspiring you to take care of yourself, to nurture your energy levels, your vision, your desires, and that's going to create this really beautiful energy moving forward. For some of you, you may be really appreciating your beauty, your kind of curves, your body, really nurturing and nourishing yourself and seeing the beauty in that. If in the past you had quite, I want to say, a controlling relationship with food, your body, how you engage with yourself, quite rigid, there's a softening of your approach. And now we have Merciful Mother Jamal. And merciful, again, having a lot of mercy and compassion for self. But this card is also around suspending your judgments, suspending preconceived ideas of justice and how things should be for the reality of life unfolding before you. So for many of you, I do see this energy, and your higher self is encouraging you to let go, to release, to liberate yourself from perhaps mental patterns or approaches that are too rigid to where you're going, that doesn't allow your heart and your soul to really guide you. And as I say that, we have the combination of the Fool with the Hermit. So again, for many of you at this point in time, I feel like there's a huge spiritual evolution, and you're really ascending to the next level, especially in terms of your soul's mission and how you share yourself. And that could be why Spirit is coming through really strong in terms of your approach to yourself and also self-nurturing, because in order for you to step up to this level, to be able to share your energy, your spiritual truths, your healing gifts in the world, you need to be well cared for in the process. What I just heard as well with this doorway, I just heard that your heart is going to open a new portal. There may be something that your heart is trying to express to you, but it doesn't quite match the preconceived notion you have of success or of your future. But I do feel with birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being, it needs to be done through the heart and through love and compassion. And it very well could give way to a new concept. For example, I don't feel this is a complete rewrite or a complete shift. If you feel like you're a healer or you're someone that has healing potential, it may just be that your focus of how you serve, how you engage with clients or individuals is shifting. It's something about your personal energy that shifts that also may almost create alternatives in terms of sharing your path and sharing your vision. And next to that Queen of Cups, we do have the Three of Cups. And what I heard, I was drawn to the three figures in this Pleiadian card. And I feel for many of you, there's at least three 2 to 3 significant relationships from your soul tribe that also have a Pleiadian background, star seeds that really perhaps support you or encourage the visions of your heart. It could also be, for many of you as well, I feel you have a lot of energetic support. Your higher self is letting you know that as you go through this healing, this transmutation, these changes, Spirit is working with you. For some of you, these rigid mental conceptions I'm sensing could be emanating from a fear of failure, because I feel your higher self is saying you are going to be successful, but you don't have to force the outcome, or it doesn't have to occur on your timeline. You can allow space for situations to unfold and manifest and develop naturally and organically. And as I say that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I do think as well, spending time enjoying yourself with friends, relaxing, taking a softer and lighter approach is actually going to manifest more success and more abundance. It's that dichotomy of when we step back and have a break or rest, we actually receive more. And that's what I'm really sensing here. Because we have the Wheel of Fortune next to the Nine of Wands. And also you can see this woman meditating and really lit up within, listening to her heart, her soul, and allowing that energy to guide her. But I feel as though this wheel turns in your favor through surrender, through releasing these wands, through no longer forcing an outcome. Or what I just heard is no longer forcing the energy of spirit and love to flow through the mind, to flow in unison with your cognitions. There's a lessening or a separation of mind and heart so that the heart can move to the forefront. And next to that, we have the Four of Cups. And it's ironic, we have the Four of Cups under the Queen of Cups. And often I see messages in alignment, but there's this sense of this may have been the energy that you've been in the past, where I'm hearing emotionally detached. For some of you, it could have been a situation where you felt you had to shut down your heart through a difficult relationship, a breakup. There's something that's disconnected the heart, and it hasn't left you feeling safe to share your love and share that essence, to be that vulnerable. But what Spirit is saying and your higher self is saying to me is that vulnerability and the power of your love and your heart space is what creates your dreams, is integral to the manifestation of your life purpose. And that could be why for some of you, you felt you've been coming up against like closed doors or brick walls, because the energy and vibration through which you were operating and sharing yourself needed to shift. And what we see is the outcome, the Sun. Again, really beautiful energy, kindred spirits working in communion. For some of you, I feel like you may serve the divine feminine and do healing work or some sort of mission and life purpose that works with the feminine. It could be creative, spiritual, holistic, but I also see group work. For some of you, you might kind of host women's circles, or you may work with women around emotional healing and transformation. Okay, so that's all I have for you, Group 1. If you enjoyed the reading, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Group 2. So for those of you drawn to these cards, I feel for some of you, there's something that was closed out. There was some sort of ending, or what I heard is the universe said no to you for something I feel you desired, and it's ended, or you're still in the emotion and the pain of what didn't work out. Now, for many of you, I do feel this is pertaining to a connection. It could be romantic, or at the very least, a deep bond. Now, what we have here is the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. What I'm hearing again is Spirit had to say no to something for you, or something was divinely orchestrated to fall away at this point in time. So I do get the sense, and I do feel it was a soulmate connection. And for many of you, I feel as though you're still in that emotion, or you're still perhaps feeling, I want to say, discontent. It's like that sensation when you've had an ending of something that I feel for many of you, perhaps you didn't want to end, or you didn't quite see it coming. With this lightning, it may have blindsided you. But there is this sense that it was designed to come to an end at this point in time, because I also think it number one is going to generate and inspire a lot of creativity within you, which then in turn creates abundance. But it's almost as though there's something about this connection and this bond that exposed and was attempting to expose something about yourself, certain traits, certain tendencies. Now, we also have, and look at the difference in the two cards. So now we have play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, and yes, just say yes. So again, Spirit is saying as one door closes, another opens. We go from darkness to light. There is this sense of moving to lighter times, but I do think for many of you, you still may be holding some of this energy. I don't feel the past energy has completely closed out, but Spirit is saying that had to end for something better to come along, for something that perhaps is aligned to your higher self, but also for growth. I do feel this connection, whether romantic or a close friendship and bond, was karmic in nature. It was designed to trigger not only healing, but from that healing, you then go on to create something. It ultimately leads to your inspiration, even though now or temporarily it may not feel that way. So I do think your higher self, it's almost as though your higher self has this eagle eye view of the future, and there's this message that what has closed out is for your blessing, even if you can't feel that energy right now. Now, the Whirling Goddess in this Oracle deck is a card of suspending the mind and being swept up and enjoying life, living moment to moment, being present. And it kind of ties into this play, this sense of not taking life so seriously, not formulating hypotheses or ideas that prevent you from living, how would I say, living in flow is what I want to say. I get this sense, it's almost like you're going from perhaps being slightly more rigid to moving, allowing life to direct you. But I also feel for some of you, because of this pain or whatever this loss represents for you, you may have guarded your heart or become, I don't want to say rigid, but protective of yourself. Now, we also have beyond death, life. And what I'm actually hearing is the love will never die. The love with this person, this connection will never die. It's still there. This was just part of your destiny together. This was a part of the fate to help you grow into the fullness of who you are, for you to become this Empress. Okay, so we have the Dissolving Light and Celestial Rose of Ma. And with this combination, what I just heard was the wound is where light enters. And it's quite a famous saying and quote, but there is this sense of, with the dissolving light, Spirit is saying, can you see and perceive, or try to perceive, of the light and love beneath the circumstance? Because this card in this Oracle deck is, you know, it's the beauty of the pain of the thorn, but then the beautiful rose. How so much beauty can grow from something that is initially painful or aversive, something we perhaps didn't desire, but it helps develop our soul and develop our, perhaps even our purpose, because I am feeling that for many of you. Now, with the tarot, we have the Ace of Wands next to the Empress. So two cards of, number one, a new beginning, but extreme creativity. There is something for many of you that you're going to create because of this pain, or because of the healing process that you go through at the ending and outset of this situation. And had this not unfolded in the manner it did, Spirit is saying you wouldn't be in this vibration. You wouldn't have reached this potential, this energy, this level. And again, with the Five of Cups though, instead of, I feel like your higher self is saying, this is who you truly are and this is who you are becoming. But right now you may feel this vibration, disappointment, loss, feeling like things never work out for you. But what Spirit is saying to be really clear is they weren't your cups. They didn't belong to you long term. And that's where this crumbling comes in. They're saying, I just saw 555. So for many of you, you may be going through immense change and upheaval. But it's almost like, are you willing to let go of what's ended and what's gone and the beliefs and energy associated with it, so we can bring you in what's meant for you, what you desire? I also think Spirit and your higher self is really saying, can you trust that no matter what unfolds in terms of your physical sight, it's all light and love. It's all for your blessing. Even though at times you may not feel that way, even though it's almost this dissolving light, it's being able to see through physical matter, to see the purpose and the love beneath the situation. And again, I think your higher self is saying right now that may not be where you're at, but that's what this is teaching you. Now, after this disappointment, we have the Two of Swords. Again, it's inspired you or will inspire you to take a new path. And your higher self is saying, had this not happened, I don't feel like you would have taken this road. And that's why I feel for many of you, you either channel the disappointment or your creativity into something really beautiful around your life purpose, abundance, your soul's mission. And had Spirit not brought this into your world, I'm not sure if you would have taken this path. It's almost as though, again, the pain, but the blessing. Through those thorns, now a rose is blooming, and the rose has to do with your spiritual path, your creative talent. And after that, we see the Magician. Perhaps you're learning the power of your own manifestations, your ability to create and attract abundance. It's almost as though through this disappointment or loss, it creates this sense of deep soul searching and development. And through that, I get the energy of you potentially also examining some of your subconscious patterns, some of the beliefs you held that may be triggering these experiences of disappointment or loss. Because I do feel, again, we attract what we are, or at the very least, we attract what we hold in consciousness, even if it's our subconscious mind. So and also 95% of what we do think, feel is held in the subconscious. So again, there's some sort of reassessment of how your emotions, your beliefs are holding back your manifestations, or how your former manifestation doesn't match what you truly want. So now you're in this process of healing and transformation so you can attract exactly what you deserve. And in order to do that, you have to let go of what you know. Again, you may feel as though your entire life is falling apart or being stripped bare. I think that's a better term. I feel as though the universe and your higher self is helping you to clear it all out so you can bring in blessings. But you can see this woman, and it's almost like she's in a chokehold, in the sense, not literal, this is figurative, but there's this sense of being held in place, feeling like you can't have what you desire. You can't manifest what you want. You're stuck. And I think that's the energy you're moving out of. Perhaps this ending or closure has created momentum, even though painful, that is leading. It's almost like Spirit is saying, finally, you're looking at the road we've wanted you to take, or finally you're willing to walk down this path. And had it not been for this wound or this pain, I don't feel as though you would be choosing to do so. Because I feel in the past, you may have been quite afraid. I'm hearing you may have been afraid of yourself, of your gifts, your talents, of sharing yourself. And this chokehold I'm hearing, for some of you, may have been self-imposed. You held yourself back. Or with this Four of Pentacles, I also heard you may have settled for less than what you deserve, trying to hold on to a no, which ultimately means long-term there's not alignment there, whilst that kind of was blocking your yes, the things that support you, love you, nurture you. And it's really a release and a surrender of these thoughts or patterns that aren't going to help you move into your future and really live as this Empress. So that's all I have for you, Group 2. If the reading resonates, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Group 3. So for those of you drawn to these cards, what Spirit is showing me, your higher self is saying you're going through a complete rebirth, and you may feel as though you're cloaked, or it's almost like you're in your cocoon. You're in that energy of really reconsidering everything, allowing Spirit to work within you or through you. For many of you, it's a shedding as well that involves really releasing fear. I see in these cards a really large and beautiful vision in terms of your life purpose and what you can achieve, but it's almost as though there's a complete recalibration of your energy, your vibration, and also what you believe is possible. because next to this we have the impossible made possible, but also I feel your higher self is reminding you that it's only through love and only through your soul that you can make this huge dream tangible, or give birth to this vision and dream. As you align your energies with that vibration and allow love to guide you and move you, that's what ushers in these blessings. And it almost enters, I'm hearing you enter a new dimension or a new realm. It's literally like the doors are wide open now and you can manifest and have whatever you desire. Now, we have the Angel Resbar, and with this card, what I just heard is you are becoming the highest version of yourself, because that is what is necessary for this particular dream and endeavor you're undertaking. It's also important for your divine partner, your soulmates, your soul tribe, in order to recognize you, to recognize your frequency, who you are. And I do see after this rebirth, you are very much going to be making connections with kindred spirits and those that operate on this level. Now, here we have a new gown. Again, a complete rebirth. Everything is changing for you. I should say everything is changing within you. And I think perhaps 6 months, 12 months down the line, you may have a completely different life as well because of the changes that you've created for yourself internally. Now, we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits Soul Tribe and Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? So again, I do feel as though this rebirth is happening so that your vision can be brought to reality and can make its way in the physical world. But I feel as though there were certain shifts that needed, or certain things that needed to be released within you, especially relating to fear, your thought patterns, your cognition, that may have held back this dream just because of the magnitude of it also. I believe we can only attract what we are in consciousness. So there's this element of the divine and your higher self really working with you to fine-tune that energy and fine-tune that vibration. Now, at the end of this rebirth, I feel for many of you, you may feel the desire to relocate, or at the very least, change jobs, change career, really come into alignment with your soulmates and your soul tribe. I do feel it's almost like the physical shifts will perhaps be delayed. Like I see them more 6 to 12 months out, because a lot of energy at first is going to this inner revolution and this inner shift. Okay. So we have Warrior Woman. If you weren't afraid, what would you do? And answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So again, we see this rebirth is around, I want to say, taking off the shackles, or taking off anything that binds you and leaves you in a place of fear. And with this sword, I do think it emanates from the mind. Perhaps replaying as well past experiences or thoughts about yourself that aren't conducive to this new chapter, aren't in alignment with the vision and the dreams that you want to bring and birth into this world. Now, with Answer the Call, it lets me know that you do have an awareness and cognition of what this dream is. I think the perhaps shortcoming or limitation was the fact you may not have felt it was possible, that it was too grand, that there were too many other concerns like finances or a lack of support that wouldn't enable you to have this new beginning in the physical realm. But what Spirit is saying is it is entirely possible, but what it requires is a complete transformation of your consciousness. Now with this King of Pentacles, your vision and belief around money is also shifting, because for some of you, I feel like the block or the cognition that may have held you back was around abundance and finances and what you believe is possible in terms of generating an income. Even if we think, oh yeah, I do want to follow out this dream and I do want to be a healer, an artist, whatever it may be for you personally, sometimes we have at the back of our mind that thought, well, I probably won't be able to make a living from doing this. And half the time it may have emanated from society or the beliefs of others around us. It's not actually our thought. But that's enough to stop us having stable income or a stable foundation and abundance. And as I say that, we have the Five of Pentacles. So I feel for many of you, it's almost as though your conception of money is being, I want to say, spiritualized. You're now reframing your vision of money as just a flow of energy in support of your spiritual growth, of your path. It's almost as though you recognize, as I give love, as I give my gifts, as I give my service, in kind, I receive tremendous abundance, and that's a natural flow of the universe. But leaving behind as well the pattern of fearing a lack of money, fearing that you will be skint or not have everything you need. It's almost as though as well that you're putting, as you move into this new chapter, it's like, I want to say that spirit is kind of your employer, or spirit is your boss. You're trusting in the universe and your higher self to help you in this process, rather than putting your faith in worldly, what your eyes see. It's the sense of, although I may at present not have the abundance I currently desire from my dreams and from my vision, I trust and sense that this abundance can flood towards me and can enter my world and enable me to not only have stability, but live out my dreams, live out my highest potential. And it's this shift in conception that then enables you to start building this dream, this vision in the physical world. I'm also seeing that your standards are lifted. Perhaps you're now realizing, okay, I deserve more abundance than what I settled for in the past, and now I believe I can manifest it, and I know that it's within reach. For some of you, through this spiritual shift, your vibration, and you've ascended to such a level that you feel this dream is now plausible, and that's what your higher self is saying, why this rebirth is so important. Because I think if you were to stay in the past and not flow with this energy, you may have always felt that you couldn't quite reach this vision. That although it's a lovely idea and you do have certain talents and skills, it will never take physical manifestation or physical form. I think you're also aware and conscious of how much your energy and your perspective and your mind can influence the flow of income and abundance of all forms. Now, for some of you as well, at the outset of this, I want to say rebirth or transformation, I do feel love is waiting for you, especially those who are single. I do see, and those who aren't, it could just be soul tribe. There's definitely an energy of you going through this rebirth and really attracting like-minded individuals and people that have been through the same process or similar, who share a similar vision. You may almost decide to build a certain business or dream with a like-minded soul who's in alignment with you. But for those who are single, I really feel there's a divine partner that comes in also. But after you've made steps towards this vision and this dream, and you may very well meet this person through what you're building. You also have strength. I think this process as well has put you, I want to say, in your seat of power, and made you really recognize your courage, that you can go through anything and still, it's almost like understanding, even when it feels like everything is falling away or your life has ended, it's like life continually renews itself. You're constantly reborn in a higher form. And even when it looks difficult and it's quite painful releasing some of these thoughts and these patterns, you always bounce back. You have the courage to create a beautiful outcome where perhaps there was the potential that there wouldn't be that. I also think it's granted you the courage and strength, and this as well is spiritual courage. It's not courage in the masculine sense of the word of pushing ahead and fighting. This is the vibration of having the strength to keep focusing on your vision and aligning with your higher self, and continually fostering the faith and that visualization, even if it's slow moving. With this Knight of Pentacles, even if you come against roadblocks, or there's certain situations where you start to feel, maybe I can't build what I desire, or maybe this dream is too lofty. I feel as though because you've released some of these fears and you've ascended and shifted your vibration, there's this sense that you're now able to keep focus and not allow setbacks and physical phenomena to dampen or weaken your strength in spirit and the divine. Now, again, with this Emperor, I feel this is a divine partner. I really feel that strongly. Again, if you are already happily in a partnership, this can be someone that you meet from your soul tribe, that they definitely play a role in your dreams, or they meet you through what you're building in the physical world, and that's how you come into connection. Because we also have, I just saw 1111 before as well. We also have the Nine of Cups. So there's some sort of link between an individual, and for some of you I feel like it could be a couple of individuals who help you build this vision, go into business together, or their support and their energy helps you in the dream you've tried to manifest. For others of you, I really feel this is a strong divine partnership, and part of why you're going through this shedding and this transformation is not only to align you with wish fulfillment in a not a personal sense, but in terms of what you hold as the highest vision of your life, but I feel like someone joins you in that vision, that you have a partner or a really close friendship where you both have a unified mission in this lifetime. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Hi, Group 4. So for those of you drawn to these cards, I feel and I'm getting a message around a really strong soulmate relationship, or I want to say a karmic partnership in which you've spent many lifetimes with this person. However, I think for many of you, it's either ended or it ended quite painfully, in the sense of there could have been an element of betrayal, or you felt betrayed in terms of how the situation unfolded. Because we also have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. I feel in a past life with this soulmate, there was an element of persecution. And it could go either way, but I just get the sense that it's almost as though this lifetime, it's played in reversal, perhaps. Now, I also feel as though this karmic connection was designed to activate your voice, to put you in the seat of your power, because I keep hearing, number one, that you're a very strong individual and you have a lot of passion and power within you. And that, what I heard before, is your passion is your superpower. That's your gift. That passion is what's going to drive you forward and enable you to not only heal from whatever shows up, but also inspire others. Like, this is the energy of someone that would make a great leader in any type of business or corporation. Could be a great motivational speaker, personal trainer, life coach. It's really dynamic energy. However, I do feel for many of you, this could be past energy as well. There's been some sort of close karmic bond that has been incredibly painful, but I also feel at the outset, when you were healing, it enabled you to fully tap into your heart. We have inner temple devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. I feel in the past you may have been very externally focused on goals, ambition, connection, things outside of yourself. Whereas I feel as though there's been some sort of wound in this bond and connection that has put you in touch with your heart and will also guide you in terms of self-expression. Okay, so we have Sacred Soul Sister and Passion for Purpose. So you're going with the lion and the deer from a karmic connection to sacred, mutual, not comfortable soul bonds, but they don't have this type of heavy energy with it. And also either those that share a unified passion with you, or who are in support of your passion and the process that you're going through. I feel as though this ending and this painful, perhaps, break sparked your passion, sparked your heart and what you want to do. It's almost like it stoked your fire. And we also have Passion of the Wild Red Mother. Again, tremendous courage that you possess and a lot of heart and emotion that I feel can be either channeled to inspire others or channeled into creativity, especially communications of sort. Now, we also have, how are you, Priestess? How are you being called to step up and lead and dance? Do something to shift your vibration. So again, I feel any type of leadership or authority is pertinent to this lifetime, to your role. And I do think this situation has almost enhanced that power, or has led you to need to step into your power because you couldn't rely on this individual. Now with dance, I also feel for you, physical exercise is really important. I don't want to say, it's almost like a release of pent-up energy, because for a lot of you, I feel like you have a lot of energy. There's a lot of power, passion, intensity, which is wonderful, but it needs to be discharged or balanced, because sometimes I just heard you may burn too hot. You may very well be a fire sign or someone that has fire in your chart, but I just get the sense physical movement is really important. And it also helps you, if you have a sense of feeling betrayed or feeling let down, it's almost like it allows you to get that anger out in a way that's healthy. Yes, you may choose to speak your truth as well, but I do think physicality can help you. So we have the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Again, I keep hearing you couldn't trust this person, or there was some sort of occurrence or action that left you feeling that way. Perhaps shocked. I do feel for many of you as well, perhaps you were stuck on this person. This is the energy of, because you're such a powerful soul, you probably haven't had that feeling of, I can't help how I feel. I know this is not ideal for me, but I'm staying here. And I know this person isn't treating me the way I desire, but I'm still not moving away. And again, it has to do with the intensity of the bond. And also it was of a karmic nature. There was some sort of role reversal or karmic, I don't like the phrase karmic debt, but a karmic situation that needed to unfold between you both. And that's partly why perhaps temporarily you felt like you couldn't move, because this situation was a part of your learning and your growth and evolution. And had you left too quickly, it wouldn't have been perhaps as painful, but it wouldn't have delivered that lesson. And also, I don't think you would have the momentum that you have now, or you will have coming out of this energy, depending where you're at on this journey. And ultimately, it ended in the Three of Swords. So again, I'm hearing the words betrayal, disappointment, let down. Something occurred that it's almost like you lost faith in this person, but the blessing is you decided to put all your faith back in yourself. It's almost like you lost this person, but it restored your relationship with yourself and your heart, because through the process of healing your heart, you were able to hear your truths more clearly. Because again, I do feel you may have been described and may be described as very much a go-getter, someone that's charging ahead, very future focused. But sometimes we can have that energy at the expense of our heart, of the softer whispering of our soul and what we truly feel. Now, look at the dichotomy in energy. We have both, for me, are soulmate energies, but like karmic, blessed divine union. And we have the same dynamic here. Again, karmic, really balanced, beautiful union. So I do think with the growth that's been afforded you through this experience, it is going to align you with either a more loving foundation within yourself and within your life, or with a divine partner that you build a beautiful, loving foundation with. And I also feel as though you put a large emphasis on truth, which makes me feel for some of you, this person may not have been honest, or they may have been out of alignment with authenticity and integrity, which made you kind of doubt them, or even doubt yourself to an extent. It may have left you in that energy of always questioning their vibration, questioning what they're doing, why they behave a certain way, and that almost toyed with your mind is what I'm hearing. However, we also see with this Eight of Wands forward momentum, a lot of creative ideas, progress. And I feel now as well, at the outset of whatever this karmic connection or situation represents for you, it's almost generated maybe not an entirely new path, but a more informed path and direction in terms of, okay, this is a person I am, this is what I need in partnership, this is how I want to share myself in the world, and this is the direction I want to move in. In the past, that may have, I feel like temporarily this connection may have tripped you up or stopped you kind of charging ahead and moving. But I also feel at the outset, when you heal, it's just almost like there's more inspiration. Because you can hear your heart and soul more clearly, I feel as though it can generate more creative ideas or more energy for you to utilize in your work. And that's a blessing in itself. It very much creates this movement, but it could only create the movement because you walked away from someone or something. There's this sense of you having this movement and literally moving as far away as you can from this vibration and energy, and also making a commitment to yourself, perhaps not to act until you have your truth about a person, your truth about a situation. As soon as anyone shows you this vibration or energy, I feel like you're going to cut through it and cut them out of your life. You may, in some ways, it's almost like you may become more ruthless, but you're becoming more ruthless, especially with people and connections in general, as it's told by your heart and soul. When your instincts, now you can hear this voice more clearly and it's amplified. As soon as your instincts tell you to leave something behind or to walk away from someone, that's exactly what you're going to do. And again, walking away opened up a new path. And I also think you're now in the seat of your power and in this vibration of manifesting exactly what you deserve and desire, allowing your vision and your strength and your identity to inform what comes into being, what comes into manifestation. Whereas in the past, I feel with this individual, I feel for many of you, you may have not ever had this experience of feeling vulnerable to someone, or I don't want to say powerless because it's not that extreme, but so influenced by someone. And again, it goes back to that karmic and spiritual bond. But at the same time, coming out of that, it's almost like you're more determined to be the creator of your own life, your own future, and to manifest exactly what you desire. So that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.